Infection as a Trojan horse. This PowerPoint will go over the differences between an infection and a disease. I'll cover everything from prions and infectivity to opportunistic infections and idiopathic disease. You'll also be able to learn what etiology of diseases is and much more. So what is disease by a pathogen? Well, if you're a fan of ancient books or of Hollywood tales, then you've undoubtedly heard of something known as the Trojan horse. This was a device used by the Greeks to outwit the Trojans during their Trojan War. In a similar fashion, we'll discover in this lesson that any pathogen or agent of disease that is to get out uses a sequence of events similar to the ones the Greeks devised to destroy the city of Troy, except these pathogens are out to destroy your body instead of a city. So now you might be wondering, what does a Trojan horse have to do with the pathogen? Well, when a pathogen enters its host and multiplies inside of it, we term that process as an infection. A pathogen can be anything you imagine, such as a virus, bacterium, fungus, parasite, or even a prion, which is an abnormally shaped protein that causes disease. The entire process of infection can be linked to the men inside of the Trojan horse entering the city of Troy. When the horse enters a city, soldiers jump out of it or multiply out of it and infect the city. The ease by which an infectious agent can enter, survive, and multiply within a host is known as infectivity. In our case, because the soldiers inside the Trojan horse were carried into the city and easily survive and multiply within it, they would be deemed highly effective. However, the fun has only just begun at this point. And if you take a look at the slide I presented with you, it gives you a better visual example of how an infection really works. So for this, the influenza virus will be the Trojan horse, and the nucleus will be the city of Troy. So with step 1, the influenza virus becomes attached to a target epithelial cell. Next, that cell will engulf the virus through a process called endocytosis, in which the viral contents are released, and then viral RNA enters the nucleus, where it's replicated by the viral RNA polymerase for step 3. And then as you move on to step 4, that viral mRNA is used to make viral proteins. And then lastly, those new viral particles are made and released into the extracellular fluid. The cell which is not killed in the process continues to make new viruses. So now you went from having one influenza virus to having more than one, which is just like the Trojan horse. You had one horse come in, and then after this parted, you had more than one person that was dangerous. So by now you know how the pathogen causes a disease, but what is a disease? It's any abnormal condition in a plant that interferes with this vital physiological process caused by pathogenic microorganisms. After the soldiers hidden away in the horse have multiplied out of it, so to speak, they run towards the city gates and open them up, thereby allowing the entire Greek army to come into the city. Once the soldiers of the Greek army run into the city, they begin to slaughter everyone and anyone that stands in their way. The people the Greeks kill are the citizens of Troy. The citizens of the host city are like our own body cells, tissues, and organs. They are being attacked and destroyed by the pathogen. When your own body's receptors, cells, tissues, or organs are damaged, destroyed, or inactivated, resulting in an abnormal state of function, health, and overt clinical signs and symptoms, we term that process as a disease as well. There's only one catch here. Disease is a two-way street. The citizens of Troy don't just lay down their arms as the Greeks attack. They fight as hard as they can for their home, their city, and life. Likewise, our body has something known as an immune system, which fights off pathogens trying to freely multiply within our body. The problem is the immune system is sometimes not very picky in how it wages war. You can liken our immune system, especially in the early stages of a disease, to the citizens of Troy showering fire arrows down upon the Greeks. While the fire arrows will certainly kill plenty of enemy soldiers, those same arrows can inadvertently strike a citizen of Troy or cause a building to catch fire. Basically, they cause destruction and mayhem on both sides of the war, just like a pathogen. It can help, but also hurt you as well, too. Likewise, inside of our own body, the immune system not only damages the invading pathogen, but also our own body cells, tissues, and organs. Therefore, our immune system contributes to the entire process of disease to a great extent. It's definitely not a perfect system by any means, as I'm sure you can now clearly tell. So now that you